Hey, welcome to the Success is a Choice podcast network. I'm your host, Jamy Bechler, and we have a very special guest live with us, Rachel Baribeau.
Yes.
Great to have you here at the Fatherhood Festival at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What brings you here? You just in the neighborhood?
I wish. No, I do know the gentleman that put this on, Justin Blatt, and I knew his vision when he first started this, and he said, "Would you MC?" And I said, "Oh, of course, I'd be on it." And I've met so many amazing people. I've heard father stories. I've been inspired. I've seen documentaries. My friend Kenny Braswell. It's been an amazing 2 days, and we're not even done yet. There's a concert tonight. There's more programming this afternoon. It's just awesome.
Well, kicked off last night.
Yes.
They showed on the big screen. They showed the Kurt Warner movie. That was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Any bigger inspiration than Kurt Warner? I don't think so.
Absolutely. So they didn't just pick you because you're a good speaker. You are a good speaker.
Thank you.
You have a lot of personality. I have a big background in football.
Yeah, absolutely. I spent 17 years. So whether that was ESPN, Sirius ACC Network, college football playoff, whatever it was. Yeah, I love football. The game, and encourage coaches, players, even outside the game, law enforcement, Customs and Border Patrol, and talk about mental health, good love for yourself and others through my movement. But I did spend 17 years in the media.
So let's talk about what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Forget what you're doing now in the big impact, the positive now.
Yeah, the wind out here, we might get blown away. Just when people are listening, know that we are fighting the elements and we're doing a dang good job at it.
We're trying.
Yeah. So I started a movement narrative, and it was in response, if college football fans remember, a really dark summer, 2016. We were on the heels of Penn State. That we were in the thick of Baylor. There were guys getting in trouble all over the country. There were coaches getting in trouble. And I just thought, what if I could do something about it? What if I could change back for something good, not for something negative? I also used my own experience with domestic violence to teach men how never to let that happen around them. And also, how do we respect women on a deeper level? So all those things, I did that in 2016 at FSU. Never thought I would take it into colleges. I thought it would be a high school thing. And then I looked up about 5.5 years later, and we've been to 60 colleges. Again, I work with Customs and Border Patrol, law enforcement, Big 12, Big 10, Northern Sun. We're hosting 3 mental. It's just been amazing. And along the way, it got so big that I retired from sportscasting.
You're too young to retire.
Well, I'm still working, just retired from one career to go to another. Yeah.
So people listening to this, they hear mental health all the time.
Yeah.
That tends to be something
it's a buzzword right now.
It's a buzzword, a buzz phrase. Why should we care about mental health, us athletes or us people that like sports? That seems like something that an athlete wouldn't have to deal with. Or you talk about law enforcement. Give us the lowdown about why.
Well, first of all, an athlete or a law enforcement officer is a person, and everybody has a brain, and everybody has feelings, and everybody has a soul, and everybody's been through stuff. We call it funky junk, which is bitterness, anger, unforgiveness, trauma, whatever it may be. Those are all things that people go through, and every single one of us go through things like that. And so an athlete, people think athletes have it all together, no big deal, no stress, no anything. They actually have the weight and have so much on them. Law enforcement are expected to see things, realize it. And so I would invite people to look at athletes, law enforcement, likely what they are. And if you're a living, breathing human being, you need to talk about your mental health, how you think, how you feel, how you cope, how you love, how you forgive. That's all part of your mental health.
Because coaches for years, suck it up. suck it up, deal with it.
You can't
be
do that
mentally
anymore.
tough.
You can't do that. We've had 3+ female athletes take their life in the last 3 months. We've had countless male athletes take their life. Law enforcement has a high rate right now. Say that there's a plague on our land and a scourge of suicide right now. It's almost as if there's some part of social media that glorifies it. And I know if you talk to kids that there is, I was visiting with a young man after I spoke at a church the other night, which I was so proud of this church, Journey Church, that allowed me to speak to their kids on mental health. Because a lot of times the churches are saying, just pray, just this. No, you need mental health and Jesus, mental health and therapy and, So anyway, this kid says, well, you may be having suicide attacks. And I said, what is a suicide attack? And he said, it's where a stranger tells you should kill yourself online. And I said, what? I mean, I'm sorry we're going there in this interview, but I'm just being honest because I was blown away. So I made a video for a young person who will never know, saying you're valuable, you're strong, you are loved, you are precious, you're meant to be here in this world. Don't listen to this sick person over here.
That's a great point. And we have a lot of educators, a lot of leaders, a lot of coaches that listen to this show.
Yeah.
They need to be doing that with their advocates.
Yes. Listen, here's the thing. I tell coaches this all the time. It's now why when I go into a school, I ask to speak to the coaches separately. If I get a player to come out of his turtle shell and say, I need help, and he tells a coach that's got antiquated ways of thinking, I'm struggling, and the coach tells him to suck it up or quit being, weak, then that player is going to put his head back in his turtle shell and never come out again and never going to ask for help again. He's going to suffer alone. And no matter, he may be depressed, he may be anxious, or he may, God forbid, take his life. We got to train the trainers. Okay. That's where we are right now. And then we got to train their trainers' bosses, the administration, to say, if I need a mental health day, or if I'm struggling, or what resources do we have for me to be able to get help, to get therapy? What are those resources? And am I supported when I say I'm not okay? It's no longer just the athletes. It's got to be the coaches, and it's got to be the coaches' bosses.
Yeah. And we've got to take that seriously. As you mentioned, James Madison University softball player.
Yes.
She wins Athlete of the Week in her conference, and that next week she commits suicide.
Yep.
Stanford goaltender, national champion.
Yep.
So it's not just people that seemingly have nothing going on, no hope. It's people that are on a pedestal.
Look, the Miss America.
Matter.
Look at Miss America a few years ago. Gorgeous, wealthy, successful, smart, and Mama Judd. My gracious, was just about to be inducted into a Hall of Fame. Mental health affects everybody. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what job you have. I don't care what socioeconomic background. I don't care about the color of your skin. And I'm Latina. And in the Black community, in the Latino community, I can share with you that there's a stigma around it, but we're changing that slowly. And there are I was talking to an Indian the other day, and he said, in my community too, you don't talk about it. So the more we talk about it, the less isolated people are, and the more.
Well, we are here, Fatherhood Festival.
Yes.
Fatherhoodfestival.com.
Yes.
Pro Football Hall of Fame. We appreciate you being an MC. We appreciate all you're doing here. Where can people find you? Where can people learn about your speaking, your book that's coming out?
Yes, I got a book coming out next June. I know the title, but my people don't want me to say it yet, but it has to do with joy. My middle name is Joy. But you can go to the website, changingthenarrative.org. I'm changing, like this declarative statement. I'm changingthenarrative.org, and get information on speaking. We have tons of free resources, videos, stuff from home. We have all sorts of tons of free stuff. I'm changingthenarrative.org. And then if you drop an email, it goes straight to my email account.
Awesome. Rachel Baribeau.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Hey, Jamy Bechler, Success is a Choice podcast. We will be back in a little bit with another live interview from the Pro Football Hall of Fame.